to be with the doctors for life doctors. Kasi I've been with them since the pandemic. Pero ngayon ko na sila personally. I will not mention alternate, but they're also amazing, so good, so it's very profound, impressive.
Thank you.
And now, I will say, not appreciate you pro-life. It's really the most important thing. If I were to be in any place on June 21 and 22 or 2020, I would not prefer any other place here. And we have the social media and moral clarity, in vitro fertilization and embryonic banking, suicide, hospice care of the elderly and end-of-life issues, abortion, sex education, woke ideology, and pro-life legislation. All these are burning issues. No? And we were providing this hope, and it's always burning. And now the topic is about ivermectin. There is one question that has been lingering in my mind. If there is anything good, there's always burning issues and controversies. There's always controversies. There's always burning issues about good things. Why is that? When the Lord Jesus Christ came, they murdered him. Even St. Paul. So, why is that? That's a big question. I don't know how to answer. Maybe you can answer it later. So, ivermectin controversies and includes. So, pagkasabihin na iba, tapos niya ang pandemic, tagal na yan eh. Yung ivermectin, yung vaccine, let's not talk about it. A person who says like that, I would say, maybe you didn't know what ivermectin was, no? And how these issues were implicating to us today, and to maybe you have not learned your lesson. And if we go back, medyo babalik tanawan natin yung nangyari, because we are to learn a big lesson that we will be using in the near future. Okay, next slide please. So this is the molecule fiber. It's so complex, though it's a natural thing. It is a product of a particular bacteria. And makita ni organic siya, hydrogen or carbon. Yun lang ang position, but it's so complex molecule. But it works wonders. Next slide. So the significant things in 1975 it was discovered by Dr. Sachio Mura in 1995. Shortcut ko na lang, no? It was used by the WHO in eradicating a 100-year plague in Africa. People were getting blind in about 20 countries in Africa for the past 100 years. After 20 years, in 2015, it was proclaimed totally eradicated because there was ivermectin, and Dr. Sachio Mura, Dr. William Gabbard were awarded the Nobel Prize in Physiology and Medicine because of the discovery of ivermectin. Next slide, please. So it has zero impact on human biochemistry. It has been used 3.7 billion doses. The safety is established. Zero impact on human biochemistry. Ibig sabihin, bigay mo sa diabetic, bigay mo sa hypertensive, bigay mo sa may cancer, bigay mo ka ang sakit ng pasyente. It won't matter. Bigay mo nga sa pregnant, pwede siya. Bigay mo sa even first trimester pregnant, it's totally safe. It's been recognized as one of the 3 wonder drugs. Pasensya na kayo, ibang version yung computer nila, kaya nag-jumble na eh, no? And it is part of the WHO list of essential medicines. So kilala na gamot na siya, no? It is part of US FDA, kasama yan. The Philippine Drug Formulary, kasama siya. So it's really a legal drug, no? And WHO list of essential medicine. Next slide, please. So, it all came all of a sudden, biglang nandiyan si pandemic. Nobody saw that it was coming. Lahat tayo na-shock, di ba? So, on our early experience on the pandemic, I soon realized ang laki ng tulong ni ivermectin. I'll tell you why later on. Then I was saying, ivermectin will give you the internal protection that you need. Sooner or later, you will get infected. Hindi natin maiwasan. 0.8 micron lang yung virus. Yung face mask natin, 1.0 to 1.2 micron lang ang kaya niyan. Papasok siya sa face mask. So, and it's just a matter of time. So I urge you, take ivermectin as you went forward to prevent getting COVID-19. Okay, so do you know why it was declared in March 11? The world is going into a pandemic. When it started in December 1 of 2019, until March 10, it was 100 days. Nagulat sila. Nasa 75 countries na siya. So yun lang mga bansa sa buong mundo. Average siya, getting 250. So in just a matter of 12 to 18 months, kumalot na yan sa lahat ng bansa. Or 12 months, kumalot sa lahat ng bansa. 18 months, kumalot na sa lahat ng kasulok-sulukan ng bawat bansa. So soon thereafter, mag-develop sila ng national immunity. You don't need the vaccine actually. Why so? Mag-develop na ng herd immunity. Individually, natural immunity, pag may 66% ng population may natural immunity, then there will be herd immunity. Matatapos na si pandemic. And to tell you, ano ba yung pandemic? It means there is an epidemic which has a global proportion. There has always been pandemics, pero not like this one kasi airborne and it happens only every 100 years. Pero meron tayong mga existing na pandemic like HIV. No? It's a pandemic actually, no? Pero hindi siya ganun kabilis kumalat. Okay, next slide please. So, yung previous to this, hindi ko makita yung advisory ng DOH was the deputized undersecretary was Dr. Vergere. It was released in August 2020. Sinasabi niya, I'm warning the doctors you cannot prescribe ivermectin because there are no clinical trials. I don't have that slide, no? Pero remember, it started like this. May 2020, Monash University of Australia experimented on isolating the virus, SARS-CoV-2, and introducing ivermectin in the test tube. After 48 hours, guess what? 98% eradicated yung virus. So pinapublish nila yun, and many doctors came to know that publication, and many doctors already started using ivermectin. I started ivermectin about July 2020. And then, that time, marami ng clinical trials, may mga meta-analysis pa. Meron pang meta-analysis na sponsored ng WHO under Dr. Andrew Hill. Later on, Dr. Tess Lowry. Ang daming meta-analysis na. And then here comes Dr. Vergere saying, that was August 2020, there are no clinical trials. It's not true. Okay. And then here comes March, medyo late na to March 15. Sinasabi lang, veterinary lang available. You cannot use that. Meron na kung hindi available. Kasi July pa lang, naglabas na ang inyong lingkod ng ivermectin. At marami na rin nag-i-import galing sa India. Next slide, please. Next slide. Yeah. Balik. And here comes, bilangin niya, 12 institutions gathering together against ivermectin. Your statement on the use of ivermectin, sino sila? Ang spearhead niya, UP, NIH, Institute of Clinical Epidemiology, and Department of Health, FDA, Philippine Medical Association. Can you imagine? Philippine College of Physicians, Dr. Alejandro, Osteopath Association, and all this even Philippine Society of Microbiology and Infectious Disease. Sila yung laging resource speaker ng Department of Health, si Smith, no? And they were denouncing ivermectin. Next slide. And sa baba, we do not recommend ivermectin for the treatment of COVID-19. That was late already. That was March 17 of 2021. Next slide, please. And March 22, dinedenounce niya ni FDA si ivermectin, showing my very product. Next slide, please. Ayan, yung kanilang advisory. Pinakita mismo yung picture. Next slide. So, March 25, sabi na, mga doktor na magre-reseta ng ivermectin, tatanggalan ng lisensya. Can you imagine the impact of that? Tinakot pati mga doktor. Hindi pwede mag-reseta ng ivermectin. Alisin ng lisensya. Pero may natanggalan ba ng lisensya? Wala naman. Matatapang mga doktor natin. Even Dr. Aguirre, bawal sa institutional imposition sa mga APMED. Bawal si ivermectin na she was giving ivermectin. Where's Dr. Aguirre? So, ibig sabihin, all this governmental and institutional imposition, hindi masyadong nag-work. Kasi the doctors want to give the best to their patients. No? Next slide, please. And here comes another spokesperson of DOH, Dr. Edson Delvine, sabi niya, it causes brain damage, liver, kidney damage. Can you imagine, that time I was having a patient, no, I was having so many patients, but I heard that a certain Ateneo chat group was saying, namatay yung banker, a rich banker from Ateneo, died because of taking ivermectin. It was the son JB, I forgot the last name, no? Who was saying, so, yung mga taga-Ateneo yan, mayayaman yan, ano? They were claiming, namatay, nag-liver failure, nag-kidney failure because of ivermectin. So I was able to talk with JB, hinanap ko si JB, ano bang ginag ng father mo? Kasi sabi niya, yung, ano ba yung past medical history? May diabetes, may metabolic syndrome, hypertension, all these things. And then, ilang ivermectin binigay niyo? 2 capsules po. What? Nagbibigay ako ng 14 capsules, 16 capsules, 18 capsules, 20 capsules daily. Wala kami nakikita liver or kidney toxicity. Wala. It's very safe. So, na-realize na tama sinasabi ko kasi so happened, matagal na rin sa hospital yung father niya, and then nung binigyan na iron, so happened, doon namatay. May kidney failure na liver failure. Okay, next. So this ends in Salvania in April 6. Yan ang sinabi niya. Okay, next slide please. So even the FDA again reiterated, prohibited pa rin si ivermectin. That was April 8. Next. So may binigyan sila ng compassionate permit. 3 to 5 hospitals. I could not remember. I think it's 5 hospitals. But they didn't divulge kung sino yung mga hospital kasi siyempre pupunta yung mga pasyente doon. Hanggang ngayon, hindi ko alam kung sino yun. Sabi lang kung ivermectin, hindi ka doon sa hospital yun. Bawal. Next slide. And so, Yusek Vergere was saying on behalf of the UN Secretary, sabi niya, the Secretary also encouraged all those who received the ivermectin capsule kung maaaring mag-report lang sa DOH. This is pharmacovigilance. Mag-report kayo kung may na-experience kayo adverse effect ng ivermectin. They were inviting people to report. Wala naman nagre-report. Had they applied the same pharmacovigilance with remdesivir? Yun ang tanong ko, did they apply the same pharmacovigilance with remdesivir? Because I believe so. We were able to get the profile of remdesivir. It failed in SARS-CoV-1, SARS-CoV of 2002, MERS-CoV of 2012. It failed on Ebola. It has not a single mechanism of action against coronavirus, and it has liver toxicity, kidney toxicity, bone marrow toxicity to the lungs, and it can bring about by itself acute respiratory distress syndrome, the very pathology for which people are dying from COVID. Bakit kilala pa sa remdesivir? So everything was getting crazy, no? Ang dami mga doctors for life, they were also passing. Ano yung nangyayari dito? Okay, next slide. And Healthcare Professional Alliance Against COVID-19. Guess what? This is composed of 45 institutions, all against ivermectin. May 5 yan ang statement nila sa baba, sabi, as of this time, which is May 5, 2021, ivermectin cannot be recommended for prevention and treatment. Nag-roll out na ng vaccine ng March. Ina-atake pa nila sa ivermectin. Kilala niyo ba sila itong 45 members nito? This, next slide. Ayan sila. Philippine Academy of Family Physicians, Philippine, guess what? Diba, next slide. Ayan pa. Philippine Heart Association, Philippine College of Physicians, Philippine Society of Microbiology Infection. Next slide. Next slide po. Ayan. So, ang dami. Diba, 45 lahat yan pag-binilan mo. Lahat galing sa ivermectin. So, ang tanong ko, alam ba ninyo? Remember, It was first called novel coronavirus, hindi pa COVID-19. Why? Novel means new. Nobody knows the treatment for it. Diba? So anong approach pag mayroong pandemic and nobody knows? Nobody knows. Nobody has the monopoly to do that. So dapat i-accept mo kung ano yung suggestion na nakita nila. You rely on empirical data. Sabi ng doktor sa Sambales, this thing is working. But hindi natin subukan. Sabi nung nandun sa South America, artificial is working, which is the Mong Maria sa Philippines. Sabi nung herbalist sa Philippines, Hagonoy is working. Sabi nung, pero lahat yan, totally tinanggihan. Even the Department of Science and Technology made a study and said, VCO is working against COVID. Hindi sinama din sa protocol nila. Virgin coconut oil, lagyan mo natin mga lagi ng VCO, ininom kayo ng VCO, you will be protected bilang pinakagyan. Okay, next slide. And they even insulted the 2 congressmen who were just helping people doing medical mission, giving out ivermectin. Congressman Marcoleta, Congressman Defensor. There was also another one, Congressman Pineda. There's another one, Congressman Bernadette. I forgot her name. And there's another one pa. Mga 5 yan na congressman. Okay, sabi nila, inano nila yun sa US na forced medicine now. It's not true. And simply, why they're doing that? Kasi nakita lang effective si ivermectin. Next slide, please. And now, she again insisted that ivermectin cannot cure COVID-19. This is already, anong yung pesa na to? September 17 na. Diba? Yan na yung Delta. Okay, next slide. And then the peace meet, Philippine Society of Microbiology Infectious Disease. December 6, naglabas na lang sa president. December 2021 na ito eh. No? Sabi nila, we recommend against the use of ivermectin in the treatment of patients of any severity. Ibig sabihin kahit mild, kahit moderate, kahit severe. During that time, we were already reversing COVID, even severe COVID, by just using high doses of ivermectin. And some doctors here, and most of the doctors in Dr. Fulay, have that experience. No? Next slide, please. After 14 months, inulit na naman yung statement. This is already January 2023. Too late to do that. Still, sabi ng peace meet with the ICE, NIH, UPNI, NIH. Sabi niya, dito sa baba, we recommend against the use of ivermectin. So bakit ginagawa niyo issue hanggang ganyan kaliit na panahon, no? Okay, next slide. And then suddenly, we were able to have, through the initiative of Dr. Lumika and Motora and the Doctors for Life, ma-invite si Dr. Per Collins. Nagkaroon kasi kami ng hearing sa Congress. That was March 30, 2021. I was able to present there for 30 minutes ano yung 6 mechanisms of action, and thereafter, sabi ko, this will champion the pandemic, and my recommendation, I said there, we give every Filipino ivermectin. In 2 months' time, we will cut our case by 95%. In 4 months' time, we will end the pandemic in our country. Supposed to be September, tapos na sana ang pandemic sa Philippines. Ang sabi ko lang, open the economy. Alisin na yung face mask kasi protected ka, internal protection ka na. They will get COVID, mild na lang yan. Basta tama yung treatment. Of course, they didn't believe. Pero what substantiated my claim was when Delta came. Ito na yung Delta, India yung nagsimula. No? So India, that was September, October, in a particular state, Uttar Pradesh, they were having a daily new case of 30,000. Daily new case yan. Uttar Pradesh lang. It's so high. So I got the chance to have a Zoom meeting with the doctors there. I was asking them, you have a lot of ivermectin in your country, what are you using it for? Sabi lang, we're using it for early treatment and late treatment. I said, no, use it for prevention. That's what we're doing in the Philippines. And so that's what they did. After 2 weeks, you know what? Their cases went so low, almost zero. Ivermectin, so that's substantiated my claims. Okay. Then June 15, 2021, we had the privilege to have a Zoom meeting with none other than the Honorable Secretary Duque. And I presented again ivermectin along with Dr. Comerly. And we were the CDC-PH concerned operations of the Philippines. So sabi namin after presenting, ito na may 6 mechanisms of action yan. And we saw it with my, then it was 10,000 patients ang documented ko. Sabi ni Dr. Duque, yes, we will. Sabi ko, tell mo, are we going to include this with the treatment protocol of UHSAT? Yes, definitely we will do that. But we will have to do our own clinical trials, local clinical trials in the Philippines. Eh, sabi namin, marami ng clinical trials sa ibang bansa. Hindi, gusto natin yung local. Pero sabi nila, nagkaroon ng so, immediately thereafter, nag-release si President Duterte 20 million funding for that trial. That was June. Kailan ginawa yung trial? About February na ng 2022. After 2 weeks, tinigil yung study. Kasi sabi daw ng WHO, it doesn't work on COVID. Saan na kung may 20 million? Yun naman nag-aabot lahat, di ba? So I don't know. Pero yung sabihin, yung controversy system, why those controversies? Next slide po. So, I got my CPR in December 20, 2021. Pero ang binigay ni FDA, 6 months lang. At least I got my CPR. After, ayaw nila akong bigyan no? I have to report them to ARTA, Health Authority, and the commissioner then was Belgica. In-investigate niya, sabi, more than 180 working days na to, kompleto requirements ni Dr. Landito, i-release din yun. Napilitan sila i-release. But they gave it only 6 months duration. Next slide. So these are the unfounded claims against ivermectin. Number 1, wala raw clinical trials. When in fact, there are lots. Number 2, veterinary use lang. Nasa Philippine Blood Formulary yan Di ba? Nasa US Pharmacopoeia. Number 3, it causes brain damage, liver damage, kidney damage. Not true. Number 4, it is not effective against COVID-19. And then lately, ito na, it causes infertility. I'll show you kung kailan na ba siya. Next slide pa. You know Dr. Mike Hidon? Dr. Mike Hidon happened to be the Vice President of Pfizer. Naging whistleblower siya, nag-defect siya sa Pfizer, and then revealing masama niyang Pfizer vaccine na yan. He was a whistleblower din. Pero suddenly, nagulat kami, nagbigay siya ng statement, ivermectin is the most violent fertility toxin. Sabi, I think he was just redeeming himself from his severance with the big pharma. No? So, fact check tayo. Please, next slide. Anong sabi? Is misleading. Ivermectin safety during pregnancy remains inconclusive. So, ibig sabihin, yung established siya sa Venezuela during the 2020 pa, na safe siya kahit sa first trimester pregnancy. Next slide. So, next slide pa. So, ito yung 6 mechanisms of action na sinasabi. I'll go fast through it, no? Ito yung dinidiscuss ko pa ng panahon ng pandemic. So, first one, it inhibits the spike protein. Nakita niyo yung light blue? Yung buong structure niya, yung spike protein, it's composed of 1,200 peptides. 4 major areas nag-a-attach si ivermectin. So, ito yung, ang mechanism kasi ng spike protein, siya yung parang huse. It's like a lock and key para makapasok siya doon sa, using the ACE2 receptor, makakapasok siya sa loob, magkakaroon ng viral entry sa cells. Pero pag nag-attach si ivermectin, hindi siya makapasok. Next slide. In case nakapasok siya, mag-i-initiate ng viral replication is the helicase enzyme. I-block rin na si helicase enzyme. Next slide. In case si virus gusto pumunta kay nucleus para i-hack yung nucleus, prevent niya yung carrier, yung transport protein na heterodimer 14 alpha beta 1. Pero i-disable rin ni ivermectin. So hindi nangyayari. No? Next slide. In case naging successful si virus, anong gagawin ni ivermectin? I-block niya sa nuclear factor kappa B, which is the precursor of all the cytokines, chemokines, and other harmful mediators there. No? If you can see sa cytokines, nandun interleukin 6, that's the major cytokine that's causing the cytokine storm sa COVID. Pinablock ni ivermectin. Hindi lang si cytokine, kundi si nuclear factor kappa B, along with the other interleukins. Saka si tumor necrosis factor alpha. And if you will see, yung nasa baba yung green, It's all about cancer already. Yun yung mga mediators ng cancer: adhesion, metastasis, invasion, angiogenesis, cellular proliferation. Okay, next slide. And then, i-increase pa niya yung pinakamalakas na armas na tanda ng immune system natin is, what's that? That's the interferon. I-potential niya pala, damihin niya sa interferon. Next slide. Lumabas sa, nakita ito sa, sa Italy, nakita yung disseminated intravascular coagulation. Ibig sabihin, yung phenomena na lumalapot yung dugo, namamatay sila. Hindi lang pala respiratory. Nakita sumunod. Pag nakapasok siya sa system, lumalapot yung dugo. It's because of the, what's that? CD147 mediated hypercoagulation. Piniprevent rin ni ivermectin. So sabi ko, this will champion the pandemic. Ito ang gagamitin ng mga taustate siya. May 6 mechanisms of action siya. So, next slide. Only to find out, pagdating ng 2022, meron na pala silang extensive review. Ano yung mechanisms of action of ivermectin? Alam niyo kung ilan? Next slide. 20. Anin lang yung binanggit ko, 20 pa pala. So, talagang siya yung solusyon sa COVID. Eh, I wonder, paano nalaman yung Dr. Vergere as early as August na huwag gagamitin si ivermectin? Ba't yung pagbabawal nila? Alam na ba nila solusyon sa pandemic? I don't think so. No? But parang alam nila, my God, CDC page has been asking for an audience with them since August of 2020. June pa kami ng 2021 pinagbigyan. Gusto nilang sila lang monopolize sa yung treatment protocol. Where was that? We're still passing until now. Diba? As if they know already. Ganun ba? Okay, next slide. So, this was date nito, November 2021. 36 na bansa na sa buong mundo gumagamit na ng ivermectin. Not every place, hindi whole countries, maybe specific regions na 36% of countries. Pero look what they got. Next slide. Sa random effects, sa prophylaxis 86%, early treatment 67%, late treatment 37% improvement. Sa mortality, you look at the impact of mortality. If you use ivermectin and prophylaxis, you are preventing 96% of mortality. Pag maagang binigay prevention mo, that's what happened to Uttar Pradesh. No? Early treatment, binigay mo kasi late mo na binigay si ivermectin. May COVID na siya, early treatment, 67% pa rin. Basta save mo. We were talking about mortality. Pag late mo na naibigay, 52. Pag late treatment mo na nabigay, late stage na nung sakit, nasa save mo pa 50%. Magandang bagay si ivermectin, di ba? Okay, next slide. So, soon enough, Dr. Percory, then president of FLCCC, came out with his book, The One on Ivermectin. Pinalaki ko, the medicine that saved millions and could have ended the pandemic. Yes, my dear friends, the pandemic could have ended even before December 2021 kung kinanap sa buong mundo without the need for the vaccine. Next slide. And last year, this book was published, Ivermectin Testimonials by Clinicians Worldwide. And they asked contributions from doctors around the world. I gave chapter 9. That was my chapter. This coming September, I was invited to go to Japan. Naglabas sila ng Japanese version ito, yung launch na sa September 7. So they wanted me to give also a part there. Yeah. And one of the authors here, hindi na nakita, you know Dr. Jackie Stone from Zimbabwe? She was heavily persecuted. Pinagalan siya ng lisensya, sinira siya. Wala na siyang kain to that point. Masyadong pinersecute siya because she was using ivermectin in Zimbabwe. So, stories said na nag-commit daw siya na suicide. I doubt it. So, she never saw the book, pero meron siyang isang Meron contributor dyan from Argentina, may contributor from US, from Japan, from the Netherlands, myself from the Philippines. Maraming contributors dyan, iba't ibang bansa. Next slide. So, the properties of ivermectin, ito ng significance. Tapos na si pandemic, pero March 2021, nag-release sila na COVID-19 vaccines. And it was experimental vaccine. Our very law, Republic Act 11525, was saying it is experimental vaccine. That law was signed by the President then, President Duterte. And tawag dyan, commonly known as the COVID-19 vaccination program of the Philippines. At saka, included doon, sinabi na experimental vaccine, and therefore there can be hospitalizations, permanent disabilities, and deaths. And if that will happen, the PhilHealth is ordered to provide monetary remunerations for these casualties. And so, okay. And so, lumabas yung vaccine, tuloy nila. Marami nangyari. I'll show you that later. But I want to show you ano ba yung properties ng ivermectin. Bakit siya naging monograph? Firstly, it's anti-parasitic. Yung onchocercia, yan yung river blindness disease na natigil sa Africa. Yung Wucherina bancoffti. And then, we can dito sa summer, yung elephantiasis. Lamniasis. Tapos marami pang filaria, merong gastrointestinal infections, merong other parasitic infection. Okay. Hindi pa na isama dyan, nakita namin pati schistosomiasis, endemic din dito sa summer later. Siguro, okay, dito sa schistosomiasis. Next slide.
Amen.
Antivariant dengue, all strains, 1, 2, 3, 4. Zika, yellow fever, Venezuela, Queen, avian, yung bird flu na sinasabi nila. Even HIV. And lastly, SARS-CoV-2. Effective siya na. Way back 2012 pa yung studies nung karamihan doon sa virus na yan. Next slide. It is an immunomodulator. I'll tell you the impact of immunomodulator. Ang daming nagkaroon ngayon ng autoimmune disorders. I have 2 patients, pero silang ulcerative colitis. And you know what? Ano ba yung ulcerative colitis? Pag sinabi kasing autoimmune disorders, your own immune system is attacking yourself. Auto means self. No, it's attacking your own self. Nagkaroon ng immune dysfunction, nagulo si si immune system natin because of the vaccine. So, naging wild na si immune system, ina-attack na niya sarili niya. So, these 2 patients na meron ng ulcerative colitis, they were practically bleeding to death. Yung kanilang large intestine puno ng ulcer yan, everyday dumudumi sila ng blood, fresh blood. And I gave them ivermectin, they started improving. Of course, it's not only ivermectin, I gave them sulfoxide and injectable vitamin C 50,000. Yung biomarkers niyan is calprotectin. Yung isang pasyente, 1,700 yung calprotectin. So, taas. After 2 months na treatment ko, nasa 700 na. And then, natin so then I will declare magaling na. Pero second treatment pa lang, wala nang bleeding. He was bleeding for more than 8 months. So, ivermectin is very good immunomodulator. It's part of the treatment. Okay, next slide. It's also anti-cancer. Ang dami-daming cancers ngayon. I think some of you are sensing na ang daming may cancer ngayon. The doctors are fully cognizant about, but many doctors are still incognizant about vaccine injuries because of these COVID-19 vaccines. So ivermectin is known to have anti-cancer property. It can bring about cancer cell death by restoring apoptosis, promoting autophagy, and pyroptosis. No? I don't know if I should discuss, pero wala yata time, no? Pero that's law. So sinasabi nila, you use ivermectin alone in combination therapy with chemo. Kasi si chemo papatay na siya. Ang problema kay chemo, maraming adverse effect. Pero si ivermectin, walang adverse effect, may side effects. Pero ang superiority, if you add ivermectin ang role niya, prevent yung development ng resistant oncogenes. Kaya nag-fail si chemo, minsan halfway, lumit na rin si tumor. Pero pag kinumpleto nila yung chemo, hindi na nabawasan. Ang kalahati na. Nag-develop na ng resistance. Pero if you start ivermectin from the start, walang resistance yun. Another thing, it reverses multi-drug resistance. For example, breast cancer nag-remission after chemo, nawala si breast cancer. So in remission, after 2, 3, 5 years, bumalik. Nag-metilin dating agent, resistant na. Sabay ng ivermectin, reversion, effectively yun. And another superiority of ivermectin, it is the one that addresses cancer stem cell. Remember, given a tumor, 1 to 2% of the tumor comprised of cancer stem cell. Hindi siya kaya ng chemo, ng immunotherapy, or ng targeted therapy. But ivermectin addresses the cancer stem cell. So, in every way, laging advantageous sabihin mo si ivermectin. Okay, I'm mentioning na kasi ang dami, may upsurge ng cancer ngayon. And if you look into the history, vaccinated, or maybe the cancer was there before the pandemic, before the vaccination, it was in remission, bumalik tuloy. Or medyo hindi naman nag-remission pero hindi naman lumalaki si tumor for so many years. Nag-vaccination biglang nag-culminate siya. Next slide pa. So, ilan lang ito, hindi po ito extensive. No? There are several pathways that ivermectin modulates. So, several cancer pathways. Next slide. Ito yung 3 phases of COVID vaccine mortality. Nilabas ito ng mga experts before pa ng vaccine rollout. Sabi nila, don't release that vaccine because this will cause deaths, mortality. On the first 30 days, may mamamatay sa ganyang reason. On the next 12 months, ganyan. On the next 10 years, yan ang lalabas. So, true to what they were saying, ang dami nagkaroon ng blood clots. Within 30 days, patay. So, blood clots will promote thrombosis, stroke, heart attacks, pulmonary embolism. Anaphylaxis yung severe allergy yan eh. Yung myocarditis, that's inflammation of the heart. Pero yung myocarditis can linger hanggang sa long term siya eh. Kasi what happens, yung iba nagre-recover, this happens mostly on young kids. And Father Irving has been telling me, ang dami niyang funeral, no? Young people. Tapos na heart attack daw or heart failure. Personal information, di ba? So dumami na hindi ganun before the pandemic. So why are these young people dying? They're not supposed to die. They were on their prime, 20s, 30s.
All vaccinated.
And heart failure. So anong nangyari? Yung myocarditis, nag-inflame yung cardiac muscles and somehow it recovers. Pero marami ng scar yan eh. No? Mahihinder na yung electrical flow. Meron kasing electrical system yung car. Mahihinder. Pag na-challenge yan, tumakbo yan or nag-complete yan, halimbawa, mag-defibrillate na yung car. They'll die. Sudden death yan. So this has been said. Si Dr. Peter McCullough, siya yung pinaka-outspoken sa US kayo. Lagi niya sinasabi yung myocarditis. We never saw that in my 30 years of practice. We never saw myocarditis. Even the doctors are saying, hindi namin nakikita si myocarditis, pero may naging common na siya. Anti-dependent enhancement. This is the very reason why 600 children died from Dengvaxia. 12-year-old, 10 to 12-year-old, sinaksakan nila ng 2016 ng Dengvaxia. Tapos nung investigate nila may 600 na patay. That's why the year after, nagkaroon ng Senate investigation, binana ng Senate yung Dengvaxia na yan. And it happened in the Philippines. We never learned our lesson. Our Department of Health never learned their lesson. So, nung tinignan na background ng 600 na namatay, 600 plus na namatay, you know what? These children have previous exposure to dengue. So yun yung antibody-dependent enhancement. So ngayon, mga tao nagka-COVID na, babakunahan pa nila. So pwedeng magkaroon ng antibody-dependent enhancement. Okay. And now we are seeing a lot of cancers, a lot of fatal autoimmune disorders. And yung infertility, I'll show the proof now. This was the slide that I showed in Congress last year, March 2024. No? And under the initiative of Congressman Dan Fernandez, then chair of the Commission on Public Health and Safety, nag-initiate siya ng move na sana investigahan ng Congress na causes ng excess deaths. So I was one of the resource speaker. on this panel where I had the CDCPH. I was with Dr. Romy Quijano, Dr. Joey Dalmacion, several other doctors. On the other side, there was Dr. Salvania and Dr. Duque, and the UH people, FDA, several others. Ito yung pinisend ko. Excess deaths. Simple lang, total, this is PSA data, I got the raw data from PSA. Up, went down, up. In-average ko lang siya, 5-year pre-pandemic, 2015 to 2019, pinlat ko dito. Sabi nila, kaya maraming namatay gawa ng pandemic, ng COVID. Pinlat ko si COVID, yung yellow. You know, during the 4 years, 2020 to 2023, 4-year pandemic years, 66,725 namatay sa COVID. But we have an excess of 388,000 sa Silagan. Kung sila namatay, yun ang gusto namin. Pero hindi yan pinansin ng Congress. And sabi nila Dr. Salvan, chronic illness ang kinamamatay niya. Yes. You know, it's chronic illness. Heart disease, diabetes, yan yung kinamamatay. Pero if it's chronic, they should be there to die 5 years, 10 years, 15 years from now, but they are dying now. Something is accentuating or hastening the disease process. Infertility, next slide. Ang birth rate natin is declining by 0.87% every year. About insignificant, almost hindi natin nararamdaman, wala pang 1% for the past 20 years. So yung trend, ipinilat ko doon, actual birth, yun lang, yung red segments. Hindi natin nanganak yun, hindi natin nag-contest. So we are missing out 949,725 babies, and we are pro-life doctors, we are pro-life advocates. That's a big issue, that's a burning issue, and it was the vaccine. No? It was because of the vaccine and the COVID-19. Next slide, I think this is the last slide. What is wrong with the COVID vaccine? All of it. All of it, yeah. Okay, next slide. You have mRNA coding for the spike protein, you have nanoparticle polyethylene glycol, heavy metals, SB40, plasmids, graphic dioxide, and the adjuvant that we don't know. Sabi nila, i-release nila after 75 years. Eh, patay na tayo pati na sila. Sila pa naman, good question. Anyways, wala nang time. No. Next slide. So, DOH 8 are you aware of this DOH 8-point agenda? What's on top? Next slide. Yeah. Number one is vaccination. Can you imagine, pinropose sila i-vaccinate yung mga bata ng rabies vaccine? 3 shots yun. And you are prevent, kasi yun rin, namamali sa Philippines ng rabies is only 200 to 250. So you are vaccinating 20 million children every year. Gawin nyo lang yung mathematics. Lagyan nyo lang 700 pesos per shot and 3 shots per year. Yeah, 20 million yung kids. So that's big money. Sabi ko, may pera na yun, allocate mo lang, gumawa ka ng maraming hospital. Bawat probinsya sa Pilipinas, kulang ng hospital. Yung existing hospital natin, punong-puno, makikita din tao. Gawin mo hospital, 500 million worth of hospitals, siguro pa, gumawa ka ng 30 hospitals or more. Isang taon pa lang yun. Doon ang dapat na direction ng department. If I give the answer. Nutrition, water sanitation, maternal health, tuberculosis, HIV screening, and all that. Okay, next slide, please. Ito, tingnan nyo, March 2025, World Health Assembly adopt the historic pandemic agreement. Bakit may pandemic treaty, pandemic agreement? Bakit? How did they know na magkakaroon ngayon ng pandemic? Diba? How did they know? Okay, ang nakakatakot dyan ito, next slide. It was our very own Honorable Secretary of the Philippines, Secretary Isidoro Herbosa, who happened to be the president of the World Health Assembly. So tayo magiging model throughout the world ng mga susunod na vaccination program ng WHO. If we are pro-health and they want to give the mRNA vaccine, what are we going to do? That calls for action. Okay, next slide. So, I will end this by quoting from Sir Linus Pauling. He was the founder of orthomolecular medicine. He received 2 Nobel Prize. he was doing extensive research on vitamin C. He said, do not let the medical authorities or the politicians mislead you. Find out what the facts are and make your own decisions. Right? Next slide. Good afternoon.
Now we are on our next part of the program, the open forum. Do we still have time, Father?
Yes.
You have questions and kindly address to whom, no?
For Dr. Alan Andrito, Doctor, thank you very much for your hard work. With your hard work and your fidelity to your profession as a doctor, you have saved millions of lives, including me, because I had Delta for 21 days. If not for the ivermectin, I could have been dead. And also my eldest son. Siya mild lang, pero ako tsaka yung eldest son ko, I suffered for 21 days. Doc, my question is like this. For yung cancer patients, what kind of cancers and usually what dose, and for anong fever, diba?
What do you expect?
And then yung isang viral disease na yung hindi, isa pa. Yung, which is useful also yung number 1 na kaninang viral.
Shingles.
Hindi, yung isa.
Dengue.
Dengue. For dengue, in what states of dengue fever will be effective, and usually what dose?
Okay, the question is about cancer and dengue. Before I answer that, I'm giving all of you ivermectin. That's coming from Matalas. So, because I used to call ivermectin God's provision during the pandemic. So, yung return of investment ko, then 2 or 3 months pa lang, so I'm giving freely to my patients. So now they have found, it has, please give everyone. Sa cancer, 1 to 2 milligram per kilogram body weight. Average about weight is 60 and we have 15 milligrams. So 4 than 60 milligrams. We give that. So 4 to 8 capsules for 60 kilos.
For cancer, it's
1 to 2 milligram per kilogram body weight. You give that daily. Pero you don't give that right away. Bigyan mo agad ng 4 na capsule agad. Hindi. Gradual mo, 1 muna, after 3 days, 2, after 3 days. Kasi may side effect siya. Ang side effect niya is nakakaantok. Yung ba gusto niya? So, bigyan mo siya sa gabi. So, sunod na side effect, pag gising sa umaga, pag nasa 3 capsules, 4 capsules ka na, magugulat yung pasyente. Kaya dapat sabihin mo agad before yon na magkakaroon ng visual changes, makakita sila ng maliwanag or madilim, or combination maliwanag sa central vision, peripheral vision madilim, o pattern vision na yung mga rays na pa ganyan, yung mga rays na ganyan. Parang yung logo ng Windows, nakikita na dyan.
usually for how many months?
Sometimes nag-aware of yung side effects na yun in human. Iba na it lingers for a long time. So ganito, I always, ang tanong nila ko how many months? Sabi ko kanina maganda yung combination sa chemo, pero yung mga pasyente ayaw. So, it's their choice, diba? So, sinasabi ko, allow it for 2 months, clinical trial. After 2 months, you repeat the imaging test. Pag lumikit siya, kahit 1 millimeter lang, diba, breast tumor, lumikit siya kahit 1 millimeter. Alam nyo, ang cancer, hindi yan lumiliit, palaki ng palaki. So, kung remain the same, baka kulang pa ng time, extend mo another 2 months. Pero kung lumaki siya, it's not. Ivermectin is not for that case. No? Pag lumikit siya kahit 1 millimeter, tuloy-tuloy mo lang, mawawala yan. Okay? 1 to 2 milligram per kilogram body weight, depending on the per kilogram. Okay, so every day, once sa gabi lang, okay, tandaan niyo wala siyang adverse effect, doesn't harm the kidney, doesn't harm the liver, the bone marrow, any other organ for that matter. Meron lang siyang side effect. The side effect is temporary, transient. Minsan ilang oras lang, wala na rin. Harmless. It doesn't harm the retina or the eyes. Doesn't harm the brain. And goes away. Maliwanag. Sometimes it's amusing. Iba naman. Pero pag umabot ka sa third side effect na you tend to lose your balance, that's why you go down, 1 capsule lower. Go. So what I say, 1 capsule ka ngayon, after 3 days, 2 capsules ka, after 3 days, 3 capsules ka, kaya naman 4. Let's go.
Yung mga vaccinated, anong recommendation mo?
Yes.
Especially mRNA, Pfizer, Moderna, AstraZeneca.
Thank you. Dengue siya muna, dengue muna, any strain of dengue, bigyan nyo hanggang ng ivermectin 2 capsules in the morning, 2 capsules at night. Hanggang active yung disease. Pero usually, hindi lalabas ng 1 week yan. Pero, you know, these dengue patients are dying from what? Bleeding. Kasi yung platelet nila bumabagsak. What will help prevent them from hemorrhaging is vitamin C. You give high doses of vitamin C, the maximum you can give. In my clinic, I give 25,000, 50,000 kagad para doon. So I've been telling in my many exposures, sinasabi ko, this is a dengue-ridden country, but not a single patient should die from dengue. If we can only give intravenous vitamin C to these patients. And it's not accessible, so either injectable or it is accessible. The vaccine you can give is 12,000, I think. 12,000 sodium, ascorbic. Kasi yung ascorbic acid mahati yan, no? So you can make use of the sodium. Pero if you buy the one in capsule, it's only in 500 milligrams. Pag kailangan mo ng 6,000, you need 12 capsules. Pag gusto mo ng 12, you need 24 capsules. Divided into 2 or 3 or 4 doses. Kasi they tend to have watery stools pagka sinabay sa injection na pa, intravenous binibigay ko yan. And nobody should die. Yun ang recommendation ko. And like yung ulcerative ko, hindi na sila nag-treat. Magaling si vitamin D sa bleeding. Pinipigil nila agad ang bleeding. And I think the question is Dr. Lumica is vaccinated. Anong recommendation natin sa vaccinated? Nakikita namin sa clinics, kahit Sinovac lang yan, or mRNA, like Pfizer, Moderna, or Astra, whatever, parang nagka-answer, nagka-problema. Yung nilagay itong kanina na chart na possible complications. It's true na nangyayari. You have to detox right away. Now, there are things that you have to detoxify. The most harmful is the spike protein. Ang detoxification spike protein is ivermectin. That's why you are given 100 capsules. How to detox with ivermectin, 1 capsule daily for 1 month. That's the intensive phase. And then thereafter, every 3 days, 1 capsule. Yung merong mataas ang family history ng cancer kahit hindi kayo vaccinated, take 1 capsule every 3 days. Kasi yung the one that goes through the PAK1 pathway, the P21 activated kinase 1 pathway, 70% of cancers is going through that pathway. So if you're taking IVT, you're preventing 70% of cancers. That's good enough kasi before that, you don't know anything that will prevent cancer. Yes, ma'am.
For example, their dose. How about if their last dose of their vaccine was 2021 pa? Will it still be effective?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Ang talaga ko para makita ko daw. Remember, the implication of the vaccine is for 10 years. So, baka kulang pa kayo 10 years. Why I'm saying so? It is potentially carcinogenic, yung mga vaccine na yan. No? So, remember, pag pumunta kayo sa mga stores, yung sigarilyo, may mga picture ng cancer, right? Inutos ng gobyerno lang yan. Somebody here who is a smoker, nakita niya, nakaka-cancer pala sa cigarette. Titigilan ko na. So, tinigilan niya. After 20 years, still got lung cancer. Pag nag-introduce ka ng carcinogen sa katawan mo, you don't know how long it will have that potential to bring about cancer. That's why, sinasabi namin, mag-detox na kayo. As long as you have ivermectin, detox kayo. Kasi, ang problema yung spike protein attached ka agad siya sa apat na areas ng spike protein. Hindi na makakapasok si kasi it's part of the metabolic syndrome. If you downregulate the ACE2 receptor, you are promoting the metabolic syndrome. Included dyan sa metabolic syndrome si cancer. Hypertension, stroke, heart attack, all these problems. So, diabetes. So, doon rin namamatay yung mga pasyente sa COVID eh. Tungkol sa, of course, karamihan respiratory. No? Pero, kung naka-escape na siya sa respiratory, pasok siya sa bloodstream, iba't ibang metabolic syndromes na merong digestive tract, merong cardiovascular, merong cerebrovascular, at other systems. So, it's all because of the spike protein pathology, the diseases caused by the production of spike protein.
So how long will you detox now?
Kasi ganito, matagal na question na yan eh. Yung mga experts sa US sinasabi nila, for as long as you're producing spike protein. And how do you know until when you are going to produce spike protein? You do an antibody test, COVID antibody test. So nakita nila, yung iba 2 years, 3 years na, ang taas pa rin yung antibody. So the system keeps on producing spike protein. So maybe you have to take as long as you're having the spike protein. Kasi kaya ka nag-antibody, nagpo-form ng antibody kasi may spike protein. And then the second aspect of detoxification is the heavy metal. Dr. Annie Hatsaya did EDTA chelation of these patients. Kasi kami nag-chelation ako, that's one thing I do in order to reverse coronary artery disease. So, since 2005, I learned it. I've been practicing it. I've been reversing coronary artery disease. Yung mga nagbabara ng puso, they have nothing to end up kundi either angioplasty or bypass surgery. But not many people can afford 1 million for the bypass, di ba? And aside from that, hindi nila sinasabi 1% intraoperative mortality pa si bypass. Hindi siya 100% safe. So we are reversing coronary artery disease using EDTA chelation, IRT, and SO. So, yung patient ko na kinelation ko kasi very severe patient, just from here to that door, hindi pwedeng hindi uupo, hapo na yan. So, dapat sana mababypass siya, nagpunta sa clinic ko, hanggang ngayon buhay pa, through election. So, we're doing, I'm not using the American protocol kasi pag tingnan yung JAMA, yung British Journal of Medical, yung Mayo Clinic, yung ilang side, puro negative sila. Kasi they are using the American protocol, kaya may failure yung chelation ng American protocol. I'm using the Macan protocol, which I learned from the scientist himself, the late Sir James Macan. So we are using more simple, more versatile, mas madaling apply sa lahat. It's just a combination of EDTA, DMSO, and application sulfate on saline. I want to teach a lot of doctors with that. I've been teaching already 7 classes. No? Doctors plus at the time and share you all the protocols that I can throughout the years. May question ba kung hindi nasagot? Ay, Dr.
Why do you give the prophylaxis at night?
Because it causes sleepiness. If you give it in the morning, aantok maghapon. Not all people will have that effect, no? Pero the way I look at it, it's not a sedative actually. Like for example, Valium, if you give Valium, whether you like it or not, you'll have to fall asleep na. Pero you give ivermectin, aantukin ka lang. Pero the way I look at it, bakit nangyayari? Immediately it increases immune response. And what happens? The immune system acts on a lot of physiologic stress or oxidative stress sa katawan natin. Nare-relax si body, kaya masarap ang tulog. So, yung tendency na yun, bigay ko siya sa, I also call ivermectin the sleep debt collector. Kung tayo sanay tayo ng pulbuya, sisingilin ka ngayon ivermectin, patutulogin ka. And remember, it was proven during the pandemic, most healing takes place during sleep. So maganda nga pinapatulog ka. So, take advantage. Pag nagising ka natin, you have to do everything that you need to take. eat, exercise, but the other things you have to do. Yes? Yeah, during the beginning of the pandemic, kung titignan niyo yung buko, ang recommendation ko 1 every 3 weeks. Diba? And that was good for Wuhan. Pagpasok ni Alpha, 1 every 2 weeks. Pagpasok ni Beta, 1 every week. Pagpasok ni Gamma, twice a week na. So, pero masyadong conservative kami sa recommendations before. Takot kami kay ivermectin kasi yung list ng product, ano niya, how you call that, product specifications niya, is yung product ang daming interaction sa iba't ibang mga sakit, iba't ibang mga gamot. So, what happened was, nung pandemic, everybody was panicking, everybody was taking ivermectin, and I was getting all the information in my Zoom meetings. Tatanong ko, ano yung tinake mo? Ano yung mga ibang gamot? I was taking rifampicin, I'm taking this and that. Nasa list may interaction, pero wala pala. So I almost cross almost every drug interaction na nasa literature. Wala eh, walang basis eh. So they were so concerned about it, parang hindi siguro maging popular sa ivermectin. So wala akong kinakatakot ng drug interactions. And that was Paris December 1, 2020, wala na ako. Pero meron, sino ba yun? Si Art ba yung may 10 copies pa? Is that Arthur? Arthur. Yeah, I think he has 10. Kayo po ba yung 10 copies? Pakibigyan si Father Irving. No. The title of the book is Freedom from COVID-19 now, pero December 1, 2020 pa yun. Yes.
Good afternoon, Doc. Have you heard of the, I don't know if it's a fact, but some people say cysts are caused also by parasites. And also, how important is it to detox from parasites using ivermectin?
Yeah, when you're taking ivermectin daily for 1 month, you're completely detox from the parasites.
What's the dosage?
1 capsule every day.
1 capsule, regardless of weight.
That's general recommendation for. So, anong pangalan ni Sir? Marco. Through the kindness of Marlon, he was able to keep 10 copies of this. So, ibigay pa natin yung...
I-connect ko yung... yung question. Until
may copy niya sa website ko, pero wala na akong hard copy. Please give it to Father Ernie. Thank you for preserving 10 copies sa akin. Yeah, yung binanggit ni Ma'am Gardola was about cancer, and they have found out yung anti-parasitic medicines are working also. So I recommend adjuvant therapy like siya. You know, like just polio, ivermectin, and the other anti-parasitic. You need to do more stronger treatment like chemo or no, 1 capsule lang po. 1 capsule. I suppose pagka 80 kilos and above, 2 capsules na. And one thing good is, this good news for the old people, old men who have prostate hypertrophy, prostate hypertrophy. They found out, magaling si ivermectin, superior pa siya sa mga pharmaceutical meds sa prostate. Kasi, this is manunulong sa his experience. He has to wake up 5 times a night para urinate. And yet he's taking pharmaceutical medicines for prostate. Nung nag-ivermectin siya daily, because he's take 2 capsules daily, after 1 month, so within 1 month, 4 na lang, 3 times na lang, 2 times lang, 1. Hanggang sa he doesn't have to wake up at night. So umaga na. Kasi complete bladder emptying na eh. Bago magpuno si bladder, umaga na. I suppose kasi it's a chronic inflammation of the prostate. Doctor, I don't know until when. Pag kung ma-reverse niya, I don't know. Kung ma-reverse na niya si chronic inflammation of prostate, maybe you don't need it anymore. Pero so far, 3 years pa lang yung experience namin, I don't have BPH, but I'm taking it daily so that I will know what to tell the patients pag affected sa akin or safety. So, wala naman kami problema. I've been taking it for 3 years, more than 3 years now. And I suppose, pag na-reverse niya yung chronic inflammation ng prostate, maluwag na si pag-ihi, si urination, baka pwede niyong tigil. Pero with that, hindi pa natin sabi kung hanggang kayo.
I would like to follow up on the question of Ma'am about ivermectin as an antiemetic. As a family, I'm planning to do general deworming. So what recommended dosage and per age group, especially for children, and how often do I take it? Do we?
Very nice question. You know how they eradicated African liver virus disease? They're giving it 1 capsule every 6 months. In 20 months, wala na si oncocercia. So, if it's a single dose, karamihan naman natin yung single dose. Pero this is what I recommend taking 1 month daily. You know why? Kasi, ang napapatay mo si adult, meron pa yung mga meron yung mga RA, ibang stage yan, yung parasites. So, si adult lang na-eradicate ko, pero pag nag-1 month ka, I suppose na complete mo yung life cycle nila, eradicate mo sila ka.
Can I use it in combination with albendazole or?
Yeah, overkill na yan kung ginawa mo. No, kasi, of course, albendazole, they cover other pathogens. Ito naman, iba yung pathogens. Pero broad spectrum si ivermectin. So, kahit si ivermectin na.
Excuse me. It's very important.
Yes, sir. I'd like to ask, what will be the prescription for children 10 years old who were vaccinated?
I suppose I'll be the same 1 capsule na
10 years
before we used to do Young's roll, kasi sa 60 kilos yung 15 milligrams, di ba? So pagka yan ay 20 kilos, half mo na si capsule, no? So you used to open the capsule, give it half. Pagka siya ay pag 20 kilos, pag 60 kilos, pag 30 kilos, half, pag 15 kilos, 1/4. We used to do that, pero during the experience nung COVID, panahon ng COVID, early ito mga August pala, kalalabas ko ni ivermectin. There is this family who was a 3-year-old kid. Bumili ng isang bottle, 8 ang laman. So the husband and wife took 1 capsule. After 3 weeks, they took another capsule. Kinabukasan pagtingin nila, wala nang laman. Sa buwan laman nakita lang sa bata, inuuya pa. The child took 6 capsules at a time. Then they were calling me. So, can you imagine anong naramdaman ko? That was during the early times. So, kinakabahan siyempre ako. Pero sabi ko, kumusta yung bata? Okay naman po, medyo sumasakit na ulit siya. Pero sige, obserbahan natin. Natulog na po, natulog na po. Kinabagahan, tinawagan ko. Gising na po, naglalaro na. So it is not safe. And then we have an experience, no? This is a family in San Pedro, Laguna. The father had moderate to severe COVID. The father. The mother had mild COVID. Ivermectin lang rin. Kumating naman sila. The firstborn, 4-year-old, had moderate COVID. And the infant had severe COVID. Pero ang COVID ng infant, 6-month-old infant, gastrointestinal, nagtatay na siya, dehydrated. On the 4th day, bloody stool na. Pure blood na nilalabas. And the baby was so fluffy. Mamamatay na siyang baby. They could not contact me. The mother decided, mamamatay na itong anak ko, pinigyan niya sa capsula. That was 10 times the regular dose for the adult. Kasi 6 kg yan, 60 kg pinag-uusapan natin, di ba? 6 kg yung infant. After 3 days, the baby was back to health. Recovered, fully recovered. And then, they visited my clinic a month ago. 3 years old na yung bata yata, or 3 and a half. It's good. Sabi, tuwa yung father, well, ivermectin, wala na sana itong bata. So, hindi na tayo masyadong takot ng bata, binibig mo na buong capsule.
So it could be daily. If she was vaccinated, the child, so she can take it daily for
1 month, then every 3 days. Sa gabi po, matutulog lang naman yun. Sa effect na matutulog lang yun. Gusto mo nga, walang malagot sa bata.
Thank you very much.
Yes. May question niya, may maintenance, hypertension, diabetes, and everything. Wala siyang drug interaction so far na nakita namin na very serious na adverse drug-to-drug interaction. Although sa list ang dami, pagka dami-dami, mas wala na kami mapili na na may iniinom na gamot halos lahat, pati erythromycin, yung mga ganyan. Pero nung in our experience mag-take ka pala niya, nasa listahan. So, pinag-usap ko na lahat, walang interaction.
Kung may gallstone, paano?
Ay, hindi po gamot sa gallstone si ivermectin, pero pwede siyang inumin.
Pwede rin.
Wala ko sa mapa.
Tulad na sakit ko, enlargement of the heart.
Enlargement of the heart, wala akong problema. Doesn't interfere. Yes pa. Yes pa. Huwag kayong mag-alala kahit anong sakit, wala pa kami nakita nagkukontra sa ivermectin. Kasi dati, yung sinasabi ko, pag liver cirrhosis, wag na lang magdadagdag ng load sa liver. Kasi sa liver ang elimination niya. Here comes the wife of my classmate in grade school. May liver cirrhosis. So, she was reporting to me, Doc, mahina na ako kasi may liver cirrhosis ako When I started taking her, lumakas ako ng lumakas. And it so happened, ang kagandahan din sa case na ito, it so happened, his brother, his older brother, also had liver cirrhosis. But the brother hated ivermectin. He never took, in 2 months' time, namatay sa liver cirrhosis yung brother niya. Siya nabuhay pa ng 4 years, namatay din sa liver. Kasi liver cirrhosis is the end stage. After 4 years pa siya, pero lumakas siya. Dapat siguro earlier siya namatay. Kasi mahina na siya ng mahina, lumakas ng ivermectin. Pero of course, the liver cirrhosis took its toll. After 4 years namatay.
Doc?
Yes pa. Kayo pa. Ay.
Ang tanong ko lang po, kahit anong level, anong stage ng cancer, pwede yung ivermectin?
Yeah, and there is this doctor, makita mo sa internet, si William Mackis. He's a Canadian radio-oncologist. Ginagamit niya ivermectin, fenbendazole combination. Sabi niya, pati stage 4 na-reverse niya. Napapagaling niya. I don't know, wala pa akong ganung experience, no? Ang isang experience ko lang sa success sa ivermectin is a case of a gallbladder adenocarcinoma, pero hindi ito vaccine-induced. 11.6 cm in size. She failed with capecitabine, with carboplatin. Dalawang month ko na nag-fail na. So she was lonely when I met her. She's a doctor, no? So sabi ko, kasama kami sa interview. That was in November 2020. Sa Batangas, may radio interview kami. After no, nag-usap kami. Ba't tumalabot ko, may cancer kasi ako. 11.6. Sabi ko, ang ivermectin na anti-cancer property, ilan sa highest you can take. So she was 40 kilos then, 60 kilos. She took 8 capsules. 40 kilos na siya, so 3 mg per kilogram yung nakita ko. Ang taas. Pero after 1 month, nagpa-ultrasound siya, lumiit. After 1 month, another ultrasound, mas lumiit. On the 3rd month, nagpa-PET CT scan siya, naging 8.6 na. So tuloy-tuloy every month, palit na palit sa ultrasound. Tapos on the 10th month, nirepeat yung PET CT scan, sabi ko, sa cardinal sabi siya, ginagawa ko case report ko yun. The previous is in gallbladder mass, 8.6 cm, can no longer be seen. Pero, she was doing other things. She was doing intravenous vitamin C. Kaya sa protocol ko, sinasama ko sa intravenous vitamin C. She was giving herself 50,000 milligrams every day, only for 4 months. Tinigil na rin niya. Tapos after 4 months, pinabana niya yung dosage na 6 capsules na lang after another 4 months. 4 capsules a day. So, yeah, she is now creating a lot of cancer patients. Minsan pupunta sa clinic ko, Doc, 11 na ha? Anong 11? 11 na napagaling ko ng breast cancer. Totoo nga. Talo mo, galing mo ito. Sabi ko, 11 na rin napagaling ko ng breast cancer. Na-experience namin, pag may breast cancer, tapos may open mo, hinigyan mo ng high dose ivermectin, hindi nang nag-dry na close na siya. So that can be a good sign. Maybe for the infection, maybe for the tumor. Pero you have to monitor them. Another question ba?
Para lang po, yung sa case ng cancer po, ilan po pwedeng mainom ng pasyente?
Ilan po kilo siya?
Siguro po nasa 70
Sa 70, siguro pwede ng 4 to 7 capsules. Start ka muna sa mababa. Every 3 days, taas mo hanggang sa kaya niya. Pag 4 lang ang kaya niya, hindi nga kaya 5, huwag mong pilitin hanggang 4 lang every day.
Every day.
After 2 months, monitor mo kung ultrasound, kung CT scan, tingnan mo kung ano na siya.
Nagtitimo po ngayon.
Sabay lang sa mo.
Sabay na.
Sinasabi ko, sasabihin niyo ba sa oncologist ninyo? Tinatanong ko sila, sabi ko, pwede niyo sabihin, pwede niyo sabihin. Kasi hindi ko kayo sinasabihin, huwag niyo sabihin, hindi ko kayo sinasabihin. Pero kung yung oncologist niyo hindi naniniwala sa sabihin, tigil niyo. Or kung nag-fail siya, yun, ivermectin dahilan. Yun ang consequence. Pero I was surprised. One day, there came to my clinic a patient, sabi, so why are you here? Sabi ko, I just came to get ivermectin. Oh, we have ivermectin. Are you not going to consult me? Hindi na po. Inutusan ako ng oncologist ko maghanap ng ivermectin. So some oncologists are updated and are nagpapahanap ng ivermectin. Ang problema, umalis ka lang yung pasyente, hindi ko nakuha PGH doctor yun. Hindi ko nakuha, sana doon na ako mag-refer ng chemo eh.
Sana kinuha mo yung pangalan.
Hindi ko nagalis kasi I was attending to a patient. Sumagot lang siya. I wanted to attend to him right after this patient. Nawala na. Hindi ko na nakuha pangalan ng author eh. So there are oncologists who are aware and they're using it. Maganda kung may makakaalam tayo. You can partner with them in the future. After nanay si ano pa?
Question ko naman po, he had undergone bypass, heart bypass, tapos diabetic, at meron siyang 7 na gamot na iniinom na iba't ibang uri ng gamot. Tapos tinatanong po niya anong recommended dosage and for prophylaxis lang po.
Ng ivermectin. Anong sakit ng pinoprophylaxis? Cancer?
Sorry. For the COVID,
For general health. Vaccinated ba?
Hindi po.
Okay, that's good for you. Actually, that's good for you. You're not vaccinated. No? Pero ganito po, ano ba yung lakatwa? Prophylaxis tinatanong. You're just increasing your immune response when you take ivermectin. So you take 1 capsule every 3 days, it won't hurt. Or every week. Pero kung gusto ko every 3 weeks, it won't hurt. Every week kung hindi ka vaccinated. Just to increase the immune response. Kasi we are living in a very toxic environment. Daming spike protein shedding. No? It's the protection of that. I don't know if you can observe that napunta ka sa crowd, puro vaccinated yan, mamaya masama ka rin pakiramdam mo. So nakadaan ka lang ng tinatawag na exosome spike protein. Although it's not harming you, kasi it will hurt you, pero hindi that significant. Hindi ka naman nag-produce ng spike protein. Nakuha mo lang siya temporary. Every week dapat. Yes, pa.
Yung may Parkinson's disease, pwede po sa ivermectin.
There is a new information on neurodegenerative na nakatulong daw si ivermectin. But I don't have experience on that. Pero merong lumabas na mga data na nakatulong siya sa mga neurodegenerative conditions. So, I will investigate 2 capsules daily. Tignan natin kung ano mangyari. Learn from your case, from the case of your case.
Ang case ko po, itong mayroon po akong complete 3rd-degree bundle branch block left, spiral cord compression, class 11 and 12, degenerative disc disease, at saka osteoporosis. Hindi po ako vaccinated. Safe po ba ako mag-take ng medicine?
I don't know with the cardiologist kung anong gamot sa bundle branch block, lalo na kung complete. Complete po ba or 3rd degree lang?
3rd degree,
3rd degree, minor
complete.
lang yan. Kasi these are electrical system ng heart natin. So, we don't have answers to that. I saw a close friend who is much older than me. He keeps on going to different doctors. Every time, papalitan ng gamot, yung papalit-palit. Pero it's not improving. Nung tinigil yung isang doctor, sabi, dami-dami mo inom, tanggalin mo kaya. Nabawasan yung, yung arrhythmia. So, what I found out, there is an herb which is very good for arrhythmias, irregularities, which is the uray. is Amaranthus spinosus. Uray. It looks like a saluyot, pero may mga tinik. Gulay nila yung sa bacon. Spinach family yan. Amaranthus spinosus. May spine kasi siya, may tinik. So, ginugulay nila yan. You take it, yung fresh siya. Ang galing niya sa arrhythmias. I don't know how it works, pero I want to do herbal research on those kinds of herbs. Tawag din colitis sa Tagalog. Tawag din dyan uray. So, galing siya sa arrhythmias.
May we call Dr. Aguirre? Dr. Angie Aguirre, is she still around? She's a cardiologist. Probably she can help answering the query of
Ayun,
I don't think ivermectin has any effect on the rhythm, even if you have another branch. So, we have patients in cardiology taking ivermectin, and don't see any problem. But I don't know the total clinical picture because actually ivermectin is just an anti-inflammatory and immunomodulator. I don't think it has any effect on the rhythm. So I think you have
Yeah, that's true. Ivermectin has no action on
the conduction system or rate and radiant.
Yes,
We have no experience on that as being aggravated by taking ivermectin. I have a number of patients on it and I don't see any problem.
Okay. So, hindi na-aggravate, hindi rin natutulugan.
Yeah, it doesn't happen. The effect is different. Like any drug that you take, you have patients who have blood pressure, hypertension, diabetes, you give different drugs for these different problems and no significant interactions. And as you said, no significant interaction with any other drug except warfarin is still the same. Warfarin is as a blood thinner. Our concern is only for taking patients taking blood thinners because it can interact with the warfarin or Coumadin. But the others like antiplatelets, we don't have any experience of significant effect. We have patients on clopidogrel, for example, and taking ivermectin. We don't see any problem.
Apixaban, the other...
Yeah, apixaban, yeah.
Hindi nag-interact.
Yeah, we have patients on apixaban and took ivermectin and we didn't see any significant side effect.
That's true. And you will find in the literature meron daw. Meron daw para
you just have to put it with caution. Some patients would stop it for a few days, but otherwise, I have seen patients on it and on apixaban. And because I remember patients already on day 4 and day 5 when they on COVID and they need blood thinners already because there's high D-dimer. And then you also give ivermectin and we don't see any problem with that.
So, may question pa spinal cord compression. The best thing I'm giving to that is the message of oxide, but I don't think we have it here. It has to be thoracic mga 60%. Ipapain ko lang siya. So it's good for even spinal cord injuries. But yung mga increase intracranial pressure, it works better than monitor. You give it intravenous. But not many doctors know about it kasi hinasimpress yung big pharma yan. I'm fortunate enough nakita ko yung mga and the doctors, you can look into this website, midwesterndoctor.com. Midwesterndoctor.com, one word. Nandun yung maraming iba't mga sinupres na gawa, including the methods of website. And makita nyo magaling sa mga even brain, increase in the brain pressure, spinal cord injuries. And you will magugulat kayo, even the Down syndrome na reverse niya. Di ba flabby na yung tongue niya, tapos may anatomic, siya, pinanganak siya chromosomal defect, di ba? Nakukulit mo na. Pero it takes time. Na-reverse niya, hindi naman 100%. Intravenous, I think it's twice a week naman. Intravenous twice.
For patients autoimmune? Specifically, lupus, does it have a benefit? And then number two, for example, your family member is non-vaccinated, and then asawa siya non-vaccinated. So, what is your precaution for your son or your daughter who will be marrying a vaccinated one? Sa spouse.
We are pro-life. We are pro-life. Doesn't matter. Yeah. Just taking ivermectin every 3 days will help. It may not even be that necessary. Okay. Yeah, I'm yet to see a lupus. Meron na nagpaskip sa US. But they're here, pero nagpaskip sa US. So I'm yet to see them. Even Chris Aquino's lupus, di ba? So I wanted to try them on dimethyl sulfoxide with ivermectin and vitamin C. Pero kung hindi naman siya ganun ka-fulminant, just kasi tapos malayo, 2 capsules 2 times a day. Try that. 2 capsules twice a day.
Doc, clarification lang po kasi dito hindi namin narinig, medyo hindi namin narinig kanina. For detoxification, vaccinated siya once a day is okay for 1 month?
1 month, that's correct. 1 month intensive phase, daily. Thereafter, every 3 days.
Every 3 days. Okay, thank you po.
Pero you can do it every day. Like me, I'm taking it 3 days, 3 years already daily.
Okay.
I'm not vaccinated.
Yung unvaccinated,
is safe.
yung unvaccinated though, just like us, we are not vaccinated. For prophylaxis.
For prophylaxis of what?
No, parang...
If you have high family history of cancer, take it every day, every 3 days.
Every 3 days, okay.
Family history yan eh. Mataas yung family history.
Okay, thank you po.
Yes, pa. Yeah, just like any other, it's up to you. You can take it every 3 days. How do you feel when you are exposed to this? Then you will know it. Kasi we started realizing pag na-expose ka sa crowd na mga vaccinated, you also feel bad, no? So, sabi ko, every 3 days, kasi hindi ko na-experience kasi dami ng suffering, nagtitake ako daily, kaya hindi ko na-experience. Ayun. Kasi it's natural eh. You can take yogurt every day, you can take cheese every day. Probiotics, diba? You can take kimchi every day. Wait. No need for that. Nawala ng pandemic pa.
I think Dr. Nandito, we would like to mention also about the current news that is being circulated, that the monkeypox virus is out and it's infectious, and they are warning the population now to be conscious of wearing their mask again. And there's another COVID scare that is circulating in different areas of the Philippines. So this news has been circulating among the young people. With symptoms.
Monkeypox was an issue 2 years ago last week. So may nakita na ba kayo? Sabi lang meron na cases sa Philippines. Even then, these are pox. Yung chicken pox, shingles na respond sa ivermectin. I believe it will also respond with ivermectin. So once you get a case, 2 capsules 2 times a day, hindi ka nakakita ng improvement sa general well-being the next day. So, ang nakita ko, principle of dosing ivermectin is also high enough dose. Like in COVID, hindi ka nag-respond sa 6 capsules, gawin mong 8. Hindi ka nag-respond sa 8, next day gawin mong 10. Hindi ka nag-respond sa 10. Dadating yung point na high enough, magre-respond. Unang-una, general well-being. Maganda na pagkaroon ko. Then, stay on that for 3 days, then you'll taper it. Yun ang naging... Yeah, you have to have improvement in general well-being. Marami na itong pasyente, ano na napakaroon ko eh. Pag sinabi niya.
So if we may expound about the shingles, yung illness na shingles is from the family of the chickenpox. So during childhood, children were encouraged to undergo the chickenpox vaccination. Nowadays, the shingles are coming out in adults. Then many people are complaining about the pain on the side where it hits best on the tract of the nerves. So may mga sakit-sakit na hindi mo maintindihan sa back or dito sa line sa spine or even in the face or in the neck. So these are the symptoms of shingles and they are advocating against vaccination.
Remember, yung shingles kasi, these are the chickenpox you got before when you were in your childhood. Reactivate, that's the word. Natulog siya sa spinal cord and then one branch of that, pwedeng facial nerve, pwedeng spinal cord. Distribution niya is dermatome lang. So, before the pandemic, ang ginagamit ko sa shingles, virgin coconut oil is very effective. Aside to get nagtapo ka lang ng pera, it doesn't work. Not a single patient na ginagamit ko aside to it doesn't work. No, pero BCO, it works. 2 tablespoons at night, 1 tablespoon in the morning. Sa AIDS, yun rin naman sa AIDS recommendation. And then, apply it to the wound.
So, Dr. I would like to ask about ivermectin regarding the infertility. So, how does it work? Example, if a woman is suffering from PCOS, tapos namin siya vaccinated din and have been trying to get pregnant and meron pang ibang mga infertility causes like endometriosis, how does ivermectin help and yung yung dosage din, how should the woman take it and how long?
Yeah, I'm only talking from experience now. My wife had endometriosis when 15 na tayo, nag-curitat siya. And then during the pandemic, bumabalik, nag-20 days na siya, na nag-menstruate, tapos nag-dysmenorrhea, painful. And nag-extend na, nag-20 days. So we were thinking, bumabalik na naman si endometriosis niya. So what she did, she took 2 capsules ivermectin in the morning to in 1 month time, normal na. After that, every 3 days sa nag-menstruate, walang medicine na rin. 3 days na, then very regular. So I believe, wala namang literature, walang study, I believe it is correcting hormonal imbalance. So yun ang recommend ko.
Yung length of intake of the ivermectin, di ba sabi mo sa first weeks, like 4 capsules, like 2 in the morning and 2 in the evening. For how many days yung, or months yung 2 capsules 2 times a day, yeah. And after that.
Actually, this is what I want to bring across, no? This is a natural thing. Ivermectin is natural. Ang dosing is not that stringent or strict na ito dapat. You try to you will know what you will take. The body will, kasi ang principle to sa natural medicine. Pag natural medicine, the body will tell you whether you stop it or you increase it or you lessen it. Kasi natural. The body will learn to listen to what your body is saying because these are natural things the body can relate with. Unlike pharmaceutical, laboratory, synthetic, hindi alam ni body mag-relate dyan. Kaya ganun ang prescribing sa mga pharmaceutical. Pero sa natural, for example, yung mga herbal, hindi naman script na itong dahon niya o itong dahon. You play with it. You will learn how to do it. Depende sa result sa.
So, do you recommend regular monitoring like ultrasound for the example for the endometriosis or PCOS just to document if there was an effect?
Yeah, you do it 2 months trial, then you do the ultrasound to see if it's working.
Thank you, doctor.
2 capsules twice a day. That's based on experience. Pero wala naman talaga tayo nakikita. We're just getting the dosing from experiences. 8:20 ba? So it's time already or may question pa?
Ay, Doc, ito doon, nagpakagol sila doon. Anong effect ng ivermectin sa hypertension and diabetes? Is it advisable na gawin siyang treatment adjunct to treatment?
Yeah, remember, ivermectin is only for the immune system. It strengthens the immune system. Although it has antiviral, it has immunomodulatory properties, pero I don't think it will work with diabetes and the other things that you're saying. But there will be an advantage if you use it kasi I approach, like hypertension, I approach it differently. In orthomolecular, I give high doses of magnesium glycinate. Na-address yan, then gradually tinatanggal ko antihypertensive. But that is to say, I have primed the patient with high-dose vitamin C. Kasi ang mga doctors, tinatakot sila sa hypertension, the patient can go into rupture, mag-rupture ng blood vessels, siyempre mas-stroke yan. Masisisi si doktor pag hindi binigyan ng antihypertensive. But that will not happen kung mataas ang vitamin C niya. I give 6,000. International Society of Orthomolecular Medicine recommends the taking of vitamin C 3,000 to 6,000 every day. So I've been taking 6,000 every day. Tinanggal ko yung antihypertensive ko. Kasi hypertensive ako. Nag-magnesium ako, nag-normal na siya. But I'm taking magnesium with the amounts of 1,200 a day.
Doc, about that, is it prudent that we have to advise if the patient is a stone former, especially if the patient is a stone former, so high vitamin C, should we?
No, these are myths. Dr. Chiraskin, he's not around anymore. He's one of the good orthomolecular doctor. It is proved that kasi galing sa big pharma yan ay nagpupos siya ng stone. Kasi ganito yung vitamin C, pag mina-metabolize ng system natin, lumalabas yung oxalate. So sabi nila yan, yung oxalate. So magkakaroon na ng oxalate stone siya. Pero, it's only the calcium oxalate that is becoming a kidney stone. No? Calcium oxalate. Dr. Juraskin was able to prove that vitamin C even prevents calcium from conjugating with the oxalate. So it's a myth na hindi dapat. Also, another myth, I take the opportunity, sabi nila, you take too much vitamin C, you destroy your expensive. Come on, it's not true. You know how the white blood cell kills the pathogens? White blood cell natin, di ba? Macrophages, it becomes the pathogens. Then rest as well. Pero yung white blood cell, yun yung security ng katawan natin. Pag may encounter siyang virus, may encounter siyang bacteria, may encounter siyang cancer cell, how does it kill those pathogens in the cancer cell? You know how? The white blood cell accumulates vitamin C. Pag na-meet niya si pathogen, it will initiate a peptide reaction. It will convert the production of hydrogen peroxide. Patay siya. In the presence of a metallic ion like iron, ferric or ferrous, magkakaroon na ng cascade of formation of an ascorbate, dehydroascorbate as ascorbate radical, magpo-form din siya ng hydrogen peroxide. Patay si virus, patay si bacteria, patay si cancer cells. That is how important. That is to say, if you have enough vitamin C in your system, if your white blood cell is able to accumulate a lot of vitamin C.
So in summary, the vitamin C and ivermectin works well together.
Yes. Of all the vitamins, now, of all the vitamins, there are so many vitamins. Most populations are deficient of vitamin C. That's why, sabi kasi ng FDA, US FDA, 120 lang a day, 500 is too much. Wrong. It should be 3,000, 6,000. If you take that, we've been telling in orthomolecular, if you give a young person, as a 20 years old, 3,000 to 6,000 vitamin C every day. He gets into the age natin, 40, 50, 60, tayo meron na tayong diabetes, meron tayong hypertension, meron tayong heart disease, meron sila wala. Kasi it's the repair vitamins, it will complete the repair. Vitamin C is very important in collagen formation. 1% of our body is made up of all the proteins in our body is collagen. Without vitamin C, hindi mapupunta sa collagen. Vitamin C is very important in cellular energetics. Yung carnitine complex kasama mitochondria cannot proceed without vitamin C. Yung vitamin C is important in the formation of neurotransmitters, serotonin, dopamine, and all that depends on vitamin C. So ang daming processes sa body nasisira pagkulang sa vitamin C. And magnesium, I want to mention magnesium. You have to take 400 milligrams of magnesium. Most populations are also deficient of magnesium, all the minerals. And there are 3 groups of minerals. the macro mineral, the micro mineral, and the trace elements. Nagkukulong kayo sa macro mineral magnesium. Pero only for macro mineral, sodium, calcium, potassium, and magnesium. Macro mineral ka tayo nagkulang, buti mo trace element na sana. Kaya ganun ka-significant. Pag kulang ka ng magnesium, very bad. You get hypertension, you get insomnia, you get depression, you get problema, skin disorder, body pains, migraine, ang daming gawa kasi magnesium is very important with all the kinase system. Ang daming intercellular and intracellular processes depends on kinases. Hindi mag-critical factor sa kinase system sa katawan. Kaya mahalaga sa magnesium.
Okay, I think we have exhausted Dr. Lagrito of a lot of information. We need to learn more from Dr. Lagrito, even for us doctors. Dr. Lagrito, we have to thank you very much for this. Now we are going to award the Certificate of Appreciation to Dr. Alan Lagrito for sharing his valuable time, talent, treasure, temple, and testimony in the above convention as a resource speaker on this day of 22nd of June 2025, signed by the Archbishop of Palo, Most Reverend John Du. Thank you very much, Dr. Lagrito. So, we need to remember, get a lot of vitamin C and get hold of your ivermectin, the magic drug. Sodium ascorbate quality, no? The type of vitamin C is better than the ascorbic acid. Kay mas gastric irritant ang ascorbic acid. So look for the sodium ascorbate vitamin C.